Hey there, this is Catherine Lane, and welcome back to Catherine's Conversations in the Country. Now, I normally do this show from my home, but it is 100 degrees outside. Nobody wants to sit in my yard in 100 degrees to do this show this month. Trust me, because we're recording this in July. But I found an exceptional guest that I've been wanting to talk to. I think it took us, Pinkie, these 2 years because now we can actually speak to each other without completely breaking down.
Yes. Yes.
This is, we called her Pinkie on the radio. She worked with us for many years. All of our sweethearts, everybody's sweetheart. Her real name is Sierra. And unfortunately, she and I have something in common. We both lost people we loved dearly to suicide, to mental illness. My grandson, Aiden, on March 20th, 2023. And then she lost her husband, Jeremy, just a few months after that. And whenever I got that news, Pinkie, my heart just sunk. I could not believe it. Aiden was the first person I'd ever known in my life that had taken his life.
Mm-hmm.
So when I heard this had happened to you, I was like, no, please, this can't be. But mental illness is like any other illness. It's like cancer. It's like heart disease. It can take lives.
Yes.
And that's why I think it's been so important for me. And you've been very open and vocal. Talking can help.
Yes.
I know just doing this program has helped my own mental health. So I always say, and I know you've said before, if you can just help one person know they're not alone, know this can be very, very serious, then we've done our job here.
Absolutely.
You've taken it even a step further, and you have created a foundation to honor the memory of your husband and to help other people. Tell me about it.
Yes. So it's called the Black Fowlcan Foundation, and it's spelled Fowlcan, Fowlcan, because my husband's last name was Fowler. So we started that to be able to bring more awareness and more prevention and help people that have been affected by deaths of this nature, because unfortunately, even if you have life insurance, it is very rare that your coverage is going to pay for anything of that nature.
I'm glad you mentioned this, because this is something that people don't realize, that a lot of times widows or family members, the life insurance doesn't help you.
It does not. I have been told that if you have had your policy for many, many years, it might help. Jeremy didn't have life insurance at all. Only had accident insurance on him. He cut trees for a living, so physically climbed trees and cut them. So, in my head, if he was going to pass at a young age, I thought he was going to fall out of a tree and break his neck, something like that. And even his best friend that passed the same way a few months prior, he did have life insurance, but he didn't have it for very long, and it only paid out his son like $200 or $300. So it's like nothing.
So your foundation helps families.
We do, yes. So we are in the infancy of the foundation, but we want to be able to help families with funeral costs, grief groceries, bills, anything like that. Because I know that it was a big help for me when my friends did a GoFundMe. Because at that point, when I lost Jeremy, I was a full-time stay-at-home mom. I was just slowly going back to work part-time. I helped him with his business. But he was the breadwinner of the family. So it was very devastating to try to figure that out. And my job, I'm a massage therapist and an esthetician. It was a job that I just couldn't go back to, being so emotional and everything being so raw. It took me several months to go back to work. So with this foundation, we want to be able to help people in those situations and branch out further as far as like leading people to counseling and things of that nature. So we have we first started with a clothing swap in the spring, which was so much fun. I've always been a big thrifter and go to yard sales, flea markets, all that kind of stuff. And so the premise was you bring your clothes and you get to swap with other people. So you were charged a fee if you bring your own clothes, and you can take as many as you want, and then other people could shop, and it was a price per item. We also had shirts made and hats with the foundation logo on it, and we did a huge raffle basket. So altogether, we raised $2,500.
All right.
Yeah,
That's a great start.
it was a great start. So that money, we had not done our 501c3 at that point. And one of my best friends, we lost a classmate from high school back in 2017 to suicide as well. And so she started doing the overnight walk with the National Foundation of Suicide Prevention. And doing the overnight walk is $1,000 just to do the walk. That's how much money you have to raise. So all together, I think with her team and what I raised, it was like $4,300.
Wow.
Raised, yeah.
And since then, you've gotten your nonprofit.
Yes,
licensing.
And I purchased an enclosed trailer. It was already outfitted like a boutique, because in my mind, I had really wanted to do a store with gently used women's and kids' clothing, and all the profits go to the foundation. But I didn't want to get tied up having to pay a lease and utilities and try to figure out somebody to work that while I'm trying to work. So I saw this trailer, and I actually knew the people that had it. I used to work with one of them, and I said, hey, if I give you this amount of money, can you hold it for me till I get it? And so they did, and we've had our first event, and I think it was a small event, but we raised $160 between 50-50 raffle tickets and clothing sales. And it's super cute. I mean, it's got all the little hangers and everything, and we'll have racks outside. And so we have 2 back-to-back events lined up for August. So I'm very excited about that. And it is all donation based.
Will people be able to shop maybe online as well if they can't physically get to you?
That is a goal. Like, we want to do definitely like our logoed stuff, our hats and our shirts, and then stuff that is like brand new with tag items. We'll probably do on that. I've been doing that slowly through Poshmark, and the proceeds go in from that. So one little baby step at a time, so I don't get totally overwhelmed, because my friends and my family always know that I'm always like putting something else on my plate, and my word for this year was now, as in be in the now and not plan so much.
Right. Well, it's doing great things, and it's unique. And I love that you're serving not only people with mental health issues, or if you have questions about family members, but you're also helping people financially who, I mean, the fact of the matter is, are in kind of a financial pickle if they lose someone in their family.
Yes, and we branch it out as well to addiction, because unfortunately, a lot of, it's all combined. People with mental illness turn to drugs. They turn to alcohol. Not always, but and I have lost so many people in my life to addiction, overdoses. My first cousin, I was extremely close with. I lost him to a fentanyl overdose in 2017. And that's another thing, people just don't talk about it, and they just think, well, they're just a junkie. And I'm like, that junkie is loved by somebody, they have a family.
Absolutely.
And it's not about always coming from a broken home.
Yeah, and a lot of times, not always, not in Aiden's case, not in Jeremy's case, but people with mental illness sometimes turn to drugs as a way to escape the pain. They're
mhm.
trying, they might not be getting relief from the traditional ways of doing that, and they
Right,
turn to drugs or alcohol. And so sometimes in that regard, they do, go hand in hand. It's not that they're weak or that they're bad people.
right.
They might just be really suffering. So it
Yeah,
might not just be that they want to party. They might
that's
just
right.
be trying to help. So
That's-
how could people reach you with your foundation?
We have Black Falcon Foundation at gmail.com. And then we also have the Black Falcon Foundation on Facebook as well.
Awesome. Thank you for doing this, and thank you for joining
Absolutely.
us.
Yes, it's been so much fun.
It was so good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right. And we'll be talking to you soon. Pinkie, everyone, or her real name is Sierra, a Black Fowlcan, Fowlcan
Yes.
at gmail.com.
Mhm.
Is that right?
Yes.
Perfect. And of course, as always, 988 is a great number to call for suicide crisis hotline or mental health hotline, afsp.org, nami.org as well. So thank you. And I can't wait to see where all this goes.
Thank
You're
you so much.
amazing. All right. Bye, hon.
Bye.